peeps? It's Great Why making it happen again today with some more Portal Nights. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Having a great day myself. And today, I want to teach you how to build a Simon Says game. Now, I have been screwing around with some random number generators that may result in us reworking this so that it's not a set predetermined pattern every time. I may be able to make it so that it's a random pattern that kind of adds on like traditional Simon Says, where it's like dat, and then you go dat, 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 dat. You know, you get what I'm saying. I'm gonna stop singing it, you know. So I'll teach you how to make the predetermined one. This would be a good way to create a door lock if you wanted to, but there's mechanics in this that would apply toward that. So if you wanted a button lock door kind of thing, you could do that. But I'm going to teach you how to make a Simon Says with a predetermined pattern, and hopefully soon I'll be teaching you how to make one that does a randomly generated series of inputs. But this works. You push the button, you get the pattern, you can come over and play it. If you play it correctly, your door opens and you walk on through. A green light turns on, door opens, and you're on your way. Now, if you do play it incorrectly, you guys may have seen this before. Say I'm like, oh, it starts on number 2, right? Ah, gee dang it! It doesn't. Enemies spawn, red light starts flashing, and we get this timpani that keeps playing over and over again. Until you kill your enemies, but we've got the reset button to turn it off. No worries. Awesome. So it's a pretty simple thing to do. It's really not too complicated. It does get a little bit complex as we get further on, but let's start with the really simple stuff. So let's grab, first off, some buttons. We're going to want, let's grab, oh, what did we do? We did blue, red, yellow, green. Let's do that again. I like that combo. So we want blue, red, yellow, green. And we'll want to make kind of our starting area. Let's kind of line these up. So if I screw up and I confuse myself, I can reference my completed one already. Because, again, guys, just a warning, fair warning ahead of time, I'm not a pro at this stuff. I just started learning about logic when Portal Knights released this. I'd never really messed with logic before. I did a little bit of coding when I was a couple years ago, but not a whole lot outside of that. So bear with me. But we got our buttons, and what we want is a reset button so we can reset the game when we're done. So let's do a white button for that. I think that seems fair. So we'll throw a white button down. Let's throw it right there. Now, right now with these buttons, if you press them, they stay pressed, which is not good. We don't want that. We want them to pop back up. So what we need to do is we need to create a button cooldown. And I actually do these in a tower because we're going to need a lot of room. I do these in a sort of a tower kind of thing. So let's come over here and let's place 5, because there's 5 buttons. We're going to place 5 delays. That's the first thing we're going to use. So let's grab a delay and let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're going to set all of these to, well, let's leave them at 1 second. So what I want to do is I want to take this bottom one. We're going to feed it into this. We're going to take a connection from that and put it back in. Now, I know what you're thinking is, why couldn't you use the same delay for all 4 buttons? Technically, you could, but I've run into issues with some glitchiness when that happens, when you do that, when you run a lot of buttons into the same delay. Sometimes it screws up. So just to make things easier, I do 1 delay to each button. So what we want to do is we want to take this blue button, send it into the second one, grab the connection from that, send it into it. Take the red button, get connection, apply to the next delay, get connection from that, send it back into the red button. The yellow one, same thing, apply, get connection, and then apply it there. Get connection from the green, apply, get connection, and apply. Pretty easy. So now all these buttons should work correctly if we give them a old testaroonie. 1 second press, 1 second, 1 second, 1 second, and a 1 second. Perfect. But I am just remembering with note blocks, this is something annoying about note blocks, is that if we grab, for example, just a note block, so let's grab a C and throw it down here, and I plug this into the C. If we press this, it presses for it plays once and then it plays again a second note before it gets cut off. So actually, because of that, let's turn these down to 0.5 seconds. And that should solve that problem. When we press a button, it shouldn't play more than once. It should only play the one note. Ah! There we go. So now let's try it again. If we put this up here and connect the button to it. There we go. We only get the one play. Okay, perfect. So that works exactly how we want it to. Now for notes. How did I do the notes? I don't remember exactly. We did... Oh yeah, C, D, E, F. That's right. Okay. So let's go ahead and hook up the note blocks now. What we're going to do is we're going to go like this. We'll go C, D, E, F. Those are 4 consecutive notes. So we'll go dun, 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 dun. So we'll go, let's go 1, 2, 3. Oops, 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 oops. 4. Let's get rid of that one. So we got G. Wait a second. C, D, E. That's not supposed to be G. That's supposed to be F. What the crap? There we go. There's F. There we go. F is right there. So C, D, E, F. And I just realized I put them backwards. Ah, crap! Hold on, guys. Time out. 1 second. I promise I've done this before. So we want C, D, E, F. There we go. So C, D, E, F. There we go. That should work perfectly. So now, let's get these out of the inventory so I have some room to breathe. Let's hook these buttons up to their respective note blocks just to make sure they work correctly. We're actually going to be changing this soon, but I just want to make sure they're all working the way they're supposed to. So now if I come through and play this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. It works exactly. Awesome. So that works just the way we need it to. Now, what we want is we want it to play some kind of a pattern when we do this. I'm just going to do a 4-note pattern, and I'm going to just have it go 1, 2, 3, 4. We're just going to do a very simple one. But, actually, you know what? Let's have it go 1, 2, 3, 4, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3. We're going to do that. So it'll go... Yeah, we'll do something like that. So the way this is going to work is we're going to take some OR gates now. Come on into the inventory here. Grab some OR gates. They're on the left side. And we're going to plug these in. 1, 2, 3, 4... And they'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 3. Actually, you know what? Sorry, ignore that for now. Ignore that for now. Just do the 1 for each. And we'll take this and put it into the blue button into this OR gate. And then we'll take the OR gate and put it into the button. So let's do that for the red one too. Apply it into the OR gate. Get connection for the OR gate. And apply it to the yellow. The yellow note, excuse me. And get the yellow button. Put it into the OR gate. Get the OR gate, put it into there. Get the green button, put it into the OR gate, and finally put the OR gate into that. So that should still work now. So basically that's just saying we'll take an input from the button or an input from something else. And now we're going to create our tune. So we're going to have it go 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 is what we'll do. So let's go. This is where we're going to actually kind of sing our melody. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, just like that. And now what we'll do is we're going to go like this. We're going to get connection from this and apply it to that OR gate. And then we're going to create what I call a chain of gates, a gate chain, if you will. Is basically we're going to take the furthest one back and have it go into the one in front of it. So this one will lead into this one, will lead into that. This one leads into this one, leads into this one, leads into the note. This one will get the connection, apply it to this, and it'll go into that. This one, get the connection, apply it to this, it'll go into that. Perfect. So now, when we press this button, I want it to play the melody for us. So we're going to do that with some delays. Delays are how we're going to do that. So let's get our delays right here. And we'll come over here and let's do it right here. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, just like that. So when I click this button, I want it to go into this for 0.5 seconds. And then we're going to have it go in a chain. So we're going to go from here to here, to here, to here, to here, just like that. And we're going to make all of these 0.5 seconds. So go up the line, make them all 0.5 seconds long. So they are all 0.5 seconds. And now when I press this, it should send a 0.5 second signal into this, which after another 0.5 seconds will send a signal up to here, which will send one to here, to here, to here. So now we get to make our little melody thing. And we'll go like this. We'll come over and we'll remember our melody. We'll go 1, Actually. No, that's good. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 3. So now, if we push that button... Okay, great. If we push that button now... Perfect, it works exactly. So we push that button, we get to hear our melody. And we can push that as many times as we want. It'll keep playing it. Perfect, it does work. It does work, that's excellent. So now that we have that working, the next step is that we want to recognize when the buttons get pressed. So the way we're gonna do that is, oh, you know what? Sorry, before we move on, let's do a quick aesthetic thing. So we have our cool looking buttons. Let's get some cool lights to go with them. So we did, what was it? Blue, red, yellow, green. So let's grab blue sparklers, red sparklers, yellow, and green sparklers. So we'll go like this. And let's go ahead and just throw these on here. Red, yellow, and green. And this is just a cool thing you can do. Let's have it so that when you push this, it turns those on. Let's have it when you push the red one, it turns these on. Yellow turns these on. And then green turns these on. So now we get a cool feedback when we press these. Is this one not hooked up? Oops, did I screw it up? Nope, it's good. I must have missed this one on accident. Those ones. Uh-oh. Hey, this is good that we saw this. Sometimes Portal Knight's game mechanics break this for some reason. Sometimes this happens. This is an issue that happens occasionally in any build you do. Just so you know, if you want to fix this, take a look at where the connection is coming from for this button. Come up here, grab this connection, go into the button, disconnect it, then reapply it. And that will reset the input, so it'll stop it from being stuck. So that does happen occasionally. Don't worry if it happens. You can just come in and reset the delay into it to fix it. But these are all working now, right? Are these still on? No, they just look on. They're just very bright. They're very bright green lights. Okay, great. Now, what we need is we need something that's going to recognize what the last button pressed was. We need to know what the last button that was pressed was. So what we're going to do for that is we're going to start by using, let's grab some colored blocks just to help us remember. We're going to do blue, red, yellow, green. And we're going to come up here. And let's go ahead and just, it doesn't need to be exactly in line. Let's just go like right here, for example. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's go ahead and place the colors in. So blue, red, yellow, and green. Perfect. Now what we want is we want to put some timers on top of that. So let's grab some timers. They're the yellow ones on the far right. And we will go ahead and place these on top of each of these. Perfect. So basically when I press this button, I want to send a signal into this that says this is on. So let's grab a connection from this, turn it on. Grab a connection from this, turn it on. Grab a connection from this, turn it on. And finally grab a connection for this and turn it on. So now if I hit this button, oh, that should turn on, except you guys can't see. You can't tell if this is on. That's a real problem. You can't tell if it's on, and that's an issue with Portal Knights. In order to fix that problem, what you guys can do, and what I recommend that you do, is you take some torches. Grab some torches, put them right on top of these. When you put these on, connect these timers to the torches. So this timer is connected to this torch, this one to this one, and this one to this one. Perfect. So those are connected. So now if I press this button, that one's lit because I already turned it on. This one turns it on. This one. And this one. Perfect. So now those are all lit. But I want to know what the last button pressed was. And I can't do that when they all stay lit. So let's grab this really quick. You guys don't need to do this. You don't need to follow this. Although maybe you want to if you're following along step by step. Go ahead and do this too. We're going to put that in the second input so I can reset those. So let's push this. Great, so that turns it off. Now, what we want to do is we want to have it so that when this one turns on, it turns these 3 off. When this one turns on, it turns these 3 off. When this one turns on, it turns these 3 off. So basically, that way we're able to track what the last button pressed was. So in order to do that, we're going to use some more OR gates. So we're going to grab an OR gate, and we're going to say, for each of these, we need to say it needs to be turned off 3 times. So let's go like this. So when this gets pressed, oh, excuse me, let's go ahead and hook these gates up. So this goes into this one, which goes into this one. We're going to replace that white button. This one goes into this one, which goes into this. This one goes into this one, which goes into this. And then this one also. Perfect. So now when I press this button and this turns on, when I press this button and that one gets turned on, I want to turn these ones off. So let's say when this blue button gets pressed, we want to turn off red, yellow, and green. So let's go in here and apply this. Oops, that was an accident. So you should have the OR gate going into this, and then the blue button should be turning those 3 off. And then we'll do the same thing with the red button for the other 3. So I press the red button. I want the blue one to be turned off. I want the yellow one to be turned off. And I want the green one to be turned off. When I press yellow, I want the blue one to be turned off. I want the red one to be turned off. And the green one. Ah, crap. The green one to be turned off. I just messed up. Oops. And then finally, when I press green, we want the blue one turned off, the red one turned off, and the yellow one turned off. Perfect. So now, if I press this, that'll light. If I press this, that'll light. That one will turn off. This one lights. That one turns off. Perfect. You can just keep doing that as much as you want. They'll keep lighting and turning off. So now, by doing that, I have a timer that's sending out a signal that says the blue button was the last button that got pressed. So now we know for a fact that blue is the last button that got pressed. So that's the first step in really getting the crazy stuff going on this. So now what we need to do is we need to create our lock tower. The lock tower is something that we look at that says if the blue button gets pressed and it's the first button that gets pressed, we have a correct input. That's basically what it's saying, is it's recognizing that we have the right input. If the red button gets pressed and it's the second button that gets pressed, then we have a correct input. So a lock tower is what we're looking for. And we need 1 for however many notes we're playing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 notes. We need 5 locks on this lock tower. Actually, we need 6 because we need one that recognizes when nothing's been pressed yet. So in order to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to grab some more timers is what we're looking for. So we're going to go like this. Let's go 1 with a torch on top of it. 2, it's going to be like that, isn't it? Okay, let's go like this. 1 with a block on top of it. 2 with a block on top of it. 3, 4, 5, and again, we want 6. So let's break those blocks. And we'll go ahead and put a torch on top of these. You know what? It might be easier to do the torches right here. Like this. I think that's good. Great. So now, what I want is I want something that's going to recognize that we have pressed this button and the first button should be blue. So let me go ahead and get things ready. I'm going to refresh myself on this just to make sure I'm doing everything correct because I don't want to backtrack for you guys. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Oh, I know what I messed up. We don't need another AND gate. I'm sorry, guys. So what we need to do is right now we have a connection coming from that. Sorry, hold on 1 second. Let's remove that. So now we have a connection coming from this saying that the game has started and no notes have been pressed. And we have a connection coming from this NOT gate saying that the blue button has not been pressed yet. The blue button has not been pressed. So we can say if the blue button has not been pressed and this is on and somebody presses the blue button now, then we want to Put that blue button in there. And then this is going to take a signal and put it into this. Perfect. So now, what should happen is when we press that button, this will recognize that the button's pressed, this has not been pressed, and this is on, and it should turn that one on. But we'll need to turn off this one also. In fact, we'll need to be able to turn this one off when this happens, and we'll need to turn this one off when, or turn these off when this reset button gets pressed. So in order to do that, let's get some OR gates really quick. And let's put the OR gates into these. Let's do it. Oh, oops. Let's do it on the other side. You know what? That'll be easier because it'll be closer to the reset button. Let's put some OR gates right here. And we're going to take these OR gates into the lock tower. And we're going to put them into the reset input. So let's go reset for all of these. Get connection, reset. Get connection, reset. Get connection, reset. And get connection, reset. Okay, so now we can take the connection from this white button and have this reset this timer, this timer, this timer, this timer, and this timer. Now we want it to actually start this timer because once we reset it, we'll get a connection from this and have it start this one so that when we hit the reset button, this one turns on. Now we should be able to say when this gets pressed, this button has not been pressed yet. It sends a signal. That is on. It's sending a signal over here. And the blue button is pressed. We'll take a signal from this and we'll have it turn the second level on. And then we'll get a connection from the second level and have it turn this one off. So let's look and see if it works. Let's reset. That's on. All these are off. If I press this button now, that'll light. This turned off. And this one turned on. Perfect. That's exactly what we need. So now we're going to do a similar thing with all of these. In the next step of this, so this is our melody, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3. So now I need to say if the last button pressed is number 1, if this part of the lock tower is on, and if the red button gets pressed. Get a connection for the red button, put it into here. So if that's last button pressed, this part of lock tower is on, and somebody presses the red button, we're going to take a connection from here. We're going to start this timer. Then we're going to have this timer come down here and turn off this timer. So now let's see if that works. That should move up. That turns off. That turns on. That turns off. That turns on. That's perfect. So now let's do it one more time. We're kind of repeating ourselves here, but I'll kind of walk you guys through it just to make sure. This one's going to check to make sure that this is the last button pressed. And it is. It's going to check to make sure that this signal is on from this timer. And it is. And it's going to make sure... Oh, am I on the wrong one? I'm on the wrong one. Oops. Let's remove these. Leave the AND gate, but take this off. Excuse me. Over here, it'll check to make sure that this is the last button pressed. And it is. It'll make sure that this timer is on. And it is. And it'll make sure that the yellow button got pressed. So let's grab that and put it into there. So now, if we push this button... Uh-oh. Something's wrong. Let's reset it. Let's double check and make sure I did this right. So we're checking to make sure the last button pressed was the red one. Yep. We're checking to make sure that... Oops. That this is still on. That level 2 is still on. I don't know. Or is it level 3? Hold on. Maybe it is level 3. Sorry, guys. Let's troubleshoot this together really quick. So we have restarted the game. I press 1. Perfect. I press 2. Perfect. I press 3. Something is wrong. So I want you to recognize... Oh, did I just not hook the... Oh, I just didn't hook it up. Oops. I just forgot to hook it up. That's all, guys. So let's reset it again. That should work now. So we took the signal. So what I just did, what I forgot to do, is I take the signal from this AND gate, once all these conditions are true, and I turn on this timer, which then I grab the connection from this timer. and I have it turn off this timer below it. So let's try it one more time. 1. We moved up the lock tower. That one's on. That turned off. That turned on. We moved up the lock tower. 3. That turned off. That turned on. We moved up the lock tower. Perfect. And we just rinse and repeat, guys. It's really that simple. So now let's grab this. We'll say, excuse me, we'll grab this. We'll say this is the last button pressed. This part of the lock tower is on. And somebody pressed the green button. Okay, somebody pressed the green button. Now we want this connection to come up here, turn on this level of the lock tower, and then this level of the lock tower will take the connection from and have it turn off this one down here. And you know what? I'm so confident that we got it right. Let's go ahead and do the last one. This is the last one. We're going to make sure that this is the last button pressed. Ah, crap. Oops, I just messed up. Let me fix that really quick. Hold on. So we're going to say, we'll make sure that this was the last button pressed, get connection from that, apply it here. We're going to make sure that this is the current active part of the lock tower. And we're going to make sure somebody pressed the yellow button because that's yellow, right? So we're going to make sure somebody pressed this yellow button. So we'll apply connection there. So now we're on the yellow button, or are we? Let's restart it and just try from the beginning. Green, or blue rather. Red. Yellow. Green. Yellow. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Something's wrong. Oh, did I forget to hook it up again? I think I might have. Get connection. Apply connection. Get connection. Apply connection. Making lots of mistakes today, guys. My bad. Okay, let's reset it. Let's make sure it still works. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3. Perfect. It did work. It works. So now we can say, once this is lit, we want to do something, like unlock a door, for example. So let's get a door. Let's grab just plain old, regular old door, nothing too fancy. Let's go with this large door. Sure. I like it. So let's hook this up. Let's get the connection from this timer, not the torch, but the timer that the torch is connected to, and apply it to this door. So if we reset this now, we can hit the buttons. 2, 3, 4, 3. It unlocks the door. Perfect. Now, this is not a perfect method because we don't have anything that says you messed up. We don't have anything saying you did the wrong thing. So if I come over here and I just hit this, sure, it doesn't move up the lock tower, but it doesn't do anything if we mess up. Oh, hit the right button. Yeah, so we need to have something that breaks the game for us. We need to have something that tells you, okay, you hit the wrong thing, and now you lose. And that's actually very, very simple. It's not a difficult thing at all. Here's how we're going to do that. We are going to, first off, let's grab the colored blocks again, because it's very easy to get mixed up here. Let's go blue, red, yellow, green. Is that right? Blue, red, yellow, green? Yep. So let's go blue, red, yellow, and green. So these are how we're going to recognize when we mess up. So here's what we want to do. Let's start with blue. We're going to need some AND gates because we're needing to check a few different conditions. So let's just throw a couple AND gates on all these really quick. And we'll need an extra one on yellow because yellow is longer. The yellow plays twice, so we'll need an extra one. So here's what we need to do. We need to have something happen if you mess up. So let's have some kind of indicator that says, okay, you failed, so now this is happening. Let's turn on, here's an idea. How about this? Let's grab a turret. This will be funny. Let's grab a rotating fire turret. let's just place it, say, right here. And if you fail, I want to send a signal into the turret. So let's build a big old OR gate. Let's make a big chain of OR gates. Let's grab... Where is it? OR gate, OR gate. There it is. Let's grab these and make 1, 2, 3, 4. That should be good, I think. And we'll have these feed into each other like we normally do. You guys know how that goes now. Oops. Feed into this, and then you feed into this. Okay, and then that is going to turn this puppy on. That's going to have that fire. So, when we mess up, let's connect these AND gates together. So let's do these chains too. They're all chained together. Okay, great. And let's have these feed into this. Get connection. Apply here. Get connection. Apply here. Apply here. And finally, this one, apply here. So, when we fail, we're gonna send a signal here that's gonna turn that off. Oh, this should be good. Actually, you know what? Excuse me. Let's grab a timer instead. And let's have this timer. Let's have this OR gate lead into the timer, and then have the timer turn on the turret. So that way it's going to stay on until we reset it. And we'll have this button reset the timer. So now we need to recognize when we screwed up. So this should be pretty funny, guys. Now, if we press the blue button and we're not getting a signal from the lower part of the lock tower. Ooh, you know what? This is going to get a little bit confusing. Let's do something to make this easier, guys. Let's grab our color blocks again, because this is going to get a little bit confusing if we don't do this. Blue, red, yellow, green. So our first note we play is going to be blue, red, yellow, green, yellow. Perfect. So this should make the logic here a little bit easier to follow. So if we press the blue button, so let's grab a connection from here. If the blue button is pressed and we are not getting a signal from the bottom of the lock tower, let's grab a NOT gate. And we'll have this feed into this. So now we know if this is not on. Let's grab a connection here. And let's put it into this. Actually, we don't need these extra AND gates on these ones. We only need 2 on this one and 1 on the others. So now we know if this blue button gets pressed, right? Blue button gets pressed, and we have a signal, and we don't have a signal from this lower part of the lock gate, then we failed. So we'll send a signal into the OR tower over here. It's already been sent, so it sends a signal over, right? Now for red, if the red button gets pressed, let's grab the red button and apply it here. If the red button gets pressed and we don't have a signal from this, so let's take a NOT gate, apply it here, and we don't have a signal from level 2 of the lock tower, then we failed. Now for yellow, yellow's a little bit more tricky, but not even really. It's not really even that tricky. So for yellow, if the yellow button gets pressed and we don't have a signal from level 3 or level 5, so let's grab this and put it in here. Let's grab this and put it in here. Let's grab the bottom one first, I guess. Doesn't really matter too much, but just for purposes of organization. So we don't have a signal from 3 or from 5. Then we're going to fail. And then finally, for green, we just need to know if the green button gets pressed and we don't have a signal from the one below green, which is this one. Let's put this here. Grab the connection from it. from that, then we fail. So now we know for sure if we press these buttons and the right level of the lock tower is not on, then we're going to fail. So let's reset this really quick. Let's give it a try. Does it work correctly? 1, 2, 3, 4, 3. Perfect. That unlocks the lock tower. Now let's see if it works if we screw up. What if I hit this? And then this. Oh, God! Oh, we're getting attacked! Oh, no! Ah, reset it! Okay. So now let's try hitting this. Oh, no! So I pushed the green button, but we weren't getting a signal from this. So this recognized that, sent a signal. So this was not on, and we pressed the green button. It made us fail by sending these signals into this tower, which turns on the timer, which turns on the turret. So now we can reset it. It'll turn off the turret. It'll play the music for us again, and we can keep playing. So if you want to make things happen when you win, when you pass, you'll just take a connection from this timer up here, the top of the lock tower, and you'll have it do things. If you want things to happen when you lose, you'll take this timer that gets turned on when you fail and have it do anything else you want to happen when you win. And that's it. You've made the Simon Says. It's the exact same as this. In fact, it's a little bit more efficient than the one I made over here. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, make sure you get in the comments section. Leave me any questions you have. I'm happy to answer them for you. If there's any part in particular you want me to go over in a separate video to make it a little bit easier, I'm happy to do that too. Let me know if you have any recommendations. Make sure you like the video if you did like it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Guys, I want to make a living out of this someday. So when you subscribe, it really helps me work toward my goals. Hopefully someday I can be a content creator by profession. But until then, thanks guys. I appreciate you, and I hope you do have a great rest of your day. See you later, dudes.